Hello humans, peoples, and others, and welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about, it's a lore video obviously, we're talking about the language of my world, some of it. Because it's definitely not complete, but it's mostly like, exclamations and just like insults and stuff, because yeah, for the most part, you can just use English for the rest of it. Or it's like phrases of which people will use to mean certain things. So I guess we'll just go right in, and I'll obviously, above me where I am right now, I'll obviously be placing the words and all that I'll place how to spell it. So yeah, I guess onwards into the video then. Alright, and here we are. I have MS Paint up and all that, because you never know when I need to draw anything, but for the most part, everything is going to be done in editing, so I'll just talk about the words now. So, for the most part, these are like slang words used randomly. So we'll start with just one of the less used ones. It's just, and I'll give a little history behind some of them. So the first phrase is rat rain. It's just used as an exclamation for displeasure. It's because it's named after an event that happened at some point in one of the cities. I'd assume in like this area, where rats literally rained from the sky, and thus you have rat rain. And yeah, so you're using it to exclaim displeasure at your situation. And then the next one, the one I like to most use, or one of the ones I'll use most commonly, is Zrek. It's very negative, and it's a kind of rude way of calling something worthless or bad. So you can say something like, someone's weapons are Zrek. They are just worthless. Or you could call someone Zrek, and you're just meaning they're not of, or yeah, or they can't do anything worthwhile. Then you have, next is Fang Milk. It's named after a creature's milk, which, yeah, weird and all that. But it's a mocking term for something that looks dangerous, but is not. So, you might call a blunt dagger something akin to Fang Milk. Because, yeah. Then you have Razor Vines. It's an exclamation of frustration or alarm, especially around sudden scares. Because that's named after a wizard somewhere who accidentally cast a spell of which made razor-like vines. And so it's like, razor vines. And it ends up just getting caught on around magic schools, so it's going to be used around wizards and academics a lot. And then this one's my favorite. This one is skrik, or skrik. It's an elven word adapted to common. It means to condemn or curse, but it can be used it can be placed anywhere in the sentence. So in common, which we use English for common, it would be like, you would call someone like a skrikt or skriken loser, because they're cursed. You don't like them. It's mostly just like, yeah. I'm trying to think of other contexts. You could call something skrikt, or you could say skrik you. Yeah. It could be obvious what I use that as a substitute for. This one I also, a couple of these I use as substitutes for other English words. You can comment, well actually no, that's not the best to look to have a comment section full of that. Okay, but next one is Keshlar. It means broken blood. It's an insult against like illegitimate children, or it's just an insult against people, but it's originally meant to refer to a broken line, broken blood. Yeah, that one's self-explanatory on what that's a substitute for. And then you have a verlek. That's a derogatory term from Elvish It just means human, but whenever an elf says it, they are not meaning it in a good way. Or, because if they meant no harm, they might just call someone a human. But you've angered the elf if they call you a verlac. And now, we're going, these next two are a kind of a pair, and they are for an automaton race, which a friend made for one of the campaigns I ran in this world, so, yeah. For the most part, while these are canon, automatons are going to be very rare, so these are very rarely used. But you have a machine, which is just used by angels to refer to all robotic creatures. And then you have creature of steel, which is used by devils for the exact same purpose. And now we get to the words that actually are from, like, ancient languages in my world, and so they're in common use, but also, for the most part, meaning is lost, kinda, unless it's in, like, magic. So, first one, so if you haven't been able to tell, and I'll put up, the name of my world is Tgirl. The first word is K, the first part of Tgirl. It is the Elvish word for wind or freedom. And then you have Tirth, which is the ancient Elvish word for world or path. So technically Tirth just means free world or world of freedom. It was named by, because the Witch Queen knows about other universes and other worlds because of the Blade of Freedom. So she named in lore, she named the world Tgirl for the sake of, if anyone leaves, they can have a word, something to call it. So yeah, then this next two were made specifically for spells. You have Rekrish, which means to tear or destroy. Escof, which means rift, chasm, or hole. You have Threp, which means mend, heal, or fix. Those three were used by the Witch Queen to make spells, because at the time she was trying to find a way outside of Tgirl. And then you have the two, which you might recognize, two of these next three, or some of them. You have Malik, the first half of my name. In my world, it just means bringer. And then you have Lyric, which means cutter or cutting. It can be both a verb or a noun. And then you have Ek, which means star. So my name in this system would be Starbringer. Lyric Ek, that's the name of the sword used, or a star knife used by the Blade of Freedom, Elistara. It means star cutter, or that which cuts stars. Yeah. I want to do this for more names and stuff as well, because it gives names meaning, like Averus. Actually, I'll maybe put that fun fact at the end of the video. Okay, so next we have Elise, like in Elistara or Elistra, the name of the plane of freedom. I don't know if I've talked about the planes yet, but so Elise just means freedom. It's the magic word for freedom. Then you have Stara, which is savior. So Elistara, prophesized technically. Her name just means savior of freedom. You have Elistra, the plane of freedom, which just means plane of freedom. Tra means plane. And you'll see that for all the elemental planes, so you have the elemental planes of Phytra, Aratra, Tritra, Iratra, Poltra, and Kratra. You'll notice the tra ending. Those in the same order I just gave are plane of fire, plane of lightning, plane of water, plane of ice, plane of wind, and plane of rocks. So yeah, that one actually, if you can see the pattern easily enough. And now we get to two insults again. You have Leafier. It's an insulting thing to call elves. Usually used by dwarves. It's similar to how you'll hear other fantasy settings have knife ear. But then we also have knife finger in my world, which is it once again an insulting word used by dwarves because dwarves saw these taller, more elegant races, and they saw their more elegant, dexterous fingers, and they just assumed daggers and knives. So they're like, oh, you look like you use a knife. Or you are cutthroat. You don't. Yeah. You're a trickster, a thief, all that. So I think that is all language wise. So yeah. I guess I'll go on to the outro then. Alright then, so I guess like, subscribe if you want, comment, any recommendations for words that could be interesting, and if I like it enough, I might write it onto my doc and all that, and probably give credit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed all these words. You could also comment your favorite word that I had. I don't know what else to say here, so I guess, hope you enjoyed, and good luck. Don't die. Bye.